We make $100,000 every month thanks to the script structure I'm going to share with you today. I've separated everything into two parts, the content script and the text script. First, we're going to go through the content script, which is all about what kind of videos and pictures you need. Then we'll go through the text script, where I'll show you how to connect those pieces of content with the actual messages you send to your friends. By the end, you'll see exactly how both work together to create a complete script. Before jumping in to the 5-step filming framework, there are some guidelines you want to follow to maximize profit. Now, the first one being no sunlight. So when the content is being filmed, there should be no natural light coming in. This is important so you can sell the script at any given time, because you can tell the fan it's nighttime and then have the sun shining in. Next thing is same location, same clothes and same makeup. The most important thing over here is to make the fan believe that the script is actually filmed live, right? And if you start the script with a white tank top and then in another video you have a pink blouse, the fan is gonna catch up. They're not stupid. Now, gradually increase length with nudity. First PPV should be at least 1 minute. So as the script progresses, you should increase the duration of the videos, and the first PPV should be at least 1 minute, because the fan can see the duration of the video even if he does not buy the PPV. So on the paywall he can see it, and if it's a 10-second video, it's not likely that he will buy it. Now, do not over-sexualize clothing. What I mean by that is it's better to wear something casual, something you would usually wear at home, and not some over-sexualized lingerie, because as I stated before, the point of this is to make the fan believe it's being recorded live, and it's much more likely that the girl is sitting at home wearing something normal, something she would usually wear at home, than something that a stripper would wear. Okay, jumping into the 5-step framework. First thing is, you need verification pictures. So 20 pictures, this is just basically like holding a peace sign, thumbs up, maybe a spoon on your head, anything that you can think of that a fan can request, because there will be a lot of requests where the fan says, yeah, I don't believe you're doing this for me live, and then you can just send a picture like this, or he will even maybe request like hold a peace sign, hold a spoon on your head, and you have them ready to eliminate that thought. Next, teasing videos, 4 videos, 5 pictures, undressing, nude, solo play, and gratification. So this is a video where the model is thanking him for a good time. We'll dive deeper on what is actually in the videos, in the text script, but this is just an overview, and in total you need 17 videos and 45 pictures. I know it's a lot, but it's better to have more than to run out of them when the fan is spending. Now, moving on to the text script. First thing you want to do when a fan comes to the page is build rapport. This is 5 to 20 messages depending on the fan and the communication. If it's a new sub, you will just gather information. So what do you do for work, hobbies, and so on. And you can flirt over here, but you don't want to turn it sexual. If it's an old sub, just doing some small talk, asking about his day, slipping in some inside jokes if you have them, and then you can move to the next step, which is sexting transition. Over here, we will be using the teasing content, right, that I mentioned over here. The most important part here is to let him initiate a sexual conversation. Now, you can do this by sending a teaser. For example, you have a teaser where the model is in a towel with wet hair, and you can just say, just got out of the shower. Now, you didn't say anything sexual here, right? You didn't initiate anything, but it's a high likelihood that the fan will respond with something sexual. You can also use something more subtle, like just a 3-second video of the model sending a kiss to the camera, and in the chat you can see my face looks so bad right now. Now, this is the first teaser you want to send, like just something simple, nothing too crazy. Now after you exchange a few messages, you want to hit him with another teaser. This teaser is a bit more revealing. It's a 30-second one of the model showing her body a bit, but again, she's not revealing anything. It's just like showing the body, and it's focusing on her best feature. So if her face is the best feature, the video will be mostly of her face. If the breasts are, it will be mostly of her breasts. Moving on, you will need to set up the PPV that you will send. Now, the best thing to use over here is the yes train. The yes train is basically getting a confirmation, getting a yes from him, so that when later you send the PPV, he feels obliged to buy it because he already said yes. Now, if you look at this example over here, we asked, if I do this, do you promise you will go easy on me? So we did not ask him, will you buy the PPV I will send you, right? We did something more subtle. And he's basically agreeing that he will go easy on you, but at the same time, he is agreeing that he will buy the PPV. First PPV, you will price $15 to $25. This depends on your model, where you market her and how you market her, right? If you desexualize the model correctly, you can use higher prices, but if you post nudes everywhere, it will be likely better for you to use lower prices. Over here, we use undressing. So the first PPV is taking her top off. We don't want to show everything right away because we want to stretch the sexting session for as long as possible. After sending that PPV, if he buys it, you don't want to send a PPV after a PPV because you have to continue building the arousal in between. You do this by engaging in descriptive text, sending free teasers in between. Now, this is the pictures that we took here, right? So this picture that you took in between will be used as teasers. This is nothing too much, nothing to get him over the edge, just something to keep him hooked. If you want a more in-depth explanation of each of these steps, you can check our chatting guide, which I will also link to this video. Moving on, second PPV. When you build the arousal again, you set up the second PPV and you do that in the chats. When you're exchanging descriptive text with a subscriber, you steer the conversation towards taking off her bottoms. Now, this is where you send the second PPV and it's taking off her bottom, so she's now completely nude. Again, you continue building the arousal, using free teasers and setting up the next PPV. This is where you start sending full nude PPVs and solo play PPVs, and you repeat this process until the fan can't spend anymore. When the fan can't spend anymore, you don't want to force any more sales because this will just ruin the whole relationship, and you better not get the last sale and make him come back the next time because you can go through the whole PPV ladder once again. Instead, what you want to do is build relationships. This is where you use the gratification video. So this is just a simple video of the model saying thank you and that she had a really good time to the camera, being happy, smiling. So you make the fan feel good. This is where they're most vulnerable to relationship building. So you don't want him to leave. Even if he says that he wants to leave, you want to try to keep him chatting for just little bit longer because it's better for the long run. Now, to tell you exactly how we build scripts. Now, I didn't give you a full script to copy and paste, but I gave you all the building blocks to create your own. So the content you need and the structure. Now, how we create scripts in our agency is we get on the page, we start chatting and see what works. The report part is never scripted because it has to feel genuine, but everything after that is scripted. Of course, we're chatting using freestyle in between if needed. If we see that a certain sentence has positive feedback from most subscribers, we will use it in the script. If a PPV has a high buy rate with a certain PPV setup, we will use it in a script. So we use this structure and just chat and test out different things and then put it in a script. It's that simple. Now, if you learned something from this video, I'd like to invite you to join our free Telegram channel where we post educational content weekly. It's the first link in the description. And if you're a model or a chatter that's looking to work with a professional team that values your work, application links for you are right below that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.